going on, everybody? I'm Izzy.
And I'm Fitty.
This is How We Talk. We're back with another episode.
That's right.
What's up?
Everything's good, man. How you doing?
Cool. Good.
Why don't we introduce our guest?
Anthony.
Hey, what's up?
This
What's up,
is
man?
Anthony Garcia. He goes by, like his Instagram, IKONIK.
Do you go by IKONIK, or does everybody just know you as Anthony? Or they go Tony?
People know me by Anthony.
Anthony?
Frog. Ant Frog.
Frog?
Yeah.
Frog. Where does that come from?
Frog.
How does that originate?
That's a couple of different places, you know.
Because
Some on the wrong side of the tracks. And
You
then
feeling
some on the
froggy?
good side. I'm feeling froggy.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, okay.
And I'm a
Then
leap.
Then leap.
So
Right
it's like
on.
a childhood nickname that kind of just stuck around?
Yeah. Well, the local gang where I grew up is, singing frogs, cantaranas. So,
Yeah.
a bunch of my buddies were from there, and it was just kind of like, one of my buddies was like, hey, I'm not going to call you Ant Dog. I'm going to call you Ant Frog. And it just kind of rolled from there.
Yeah.
And then, one of my other buddies, he became a pastor. And he was like, I'm going to turn your name Frog to forever relying on God.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
right.
So I was like,
No, that's a
okay,
good way of
cool,
using
cool,
that
yeah.
acronym.
Yeah, so I was like, it's both sides of the tracks kind of thing.
Yeah.
But man, it's a good thing,
Nice.
Oh,
right
that's
on.
cool. Frog.
So your company is IKONIK Apparel, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and that's IKONIK with 2 Ks. as you
IKONIK
guys
with
can
2
see
Ks.
in his shirt and his hat.
Yeah.
How did you get started with that?
With the clothing, just all growing up, I don't know about you guys, but me and my buddies, and we always wanted to start our own clothing brand. We always talked about it. We were never about it. Actually, we just kind of just
talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I just came to a point in my life where I kind of needed something for myself.
Yeah.
And it initially kind of started as a hobby, like boxing. I grew up in boxing. My family's full-fledged into boxing.
How so? I mean, trainers or boxers themselves? Yeah.
Trainers, boxers themselves, managers. So I actually grew up at a young age boxing, traveling around, boxing around the United States and stuff. Like not too crazy, but my dad was a trainer, so wherever he had kids fighting,
Yeah.
I would go with them and check it out.
Is this all in the amateur division?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
all amateur. And then he just threw me in there, and I fought for a few years, and
You yourself?
yeah,
Oh, nice.
just as a little kid though,
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
from like 5 to like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
I was fighting. It was pretty cool. Traveled to Hawaii, fought in Hawaii, got my ass kicked.
Hawaiian style.
Yeah. We used to go every other year. One year Hawaii would come down here and fight, and we would go up there one year.
Yeah.
So we would always. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was I think it's called the PAL tournament, PAL.
Yeah.
I think if I can remember. But yeah, and then once I was like, 10 years old, my dad made me choose. Okay, pick sports.
Yeah.
Which do you want to do boxing all year round? Because it's commitment.
Yeah.
Or do you want to choose football, baseball? And I chose, two
Football,
sports.
baseball. Yeah.
So, just that childhood and growing up, everything was boxing.
Yeah.
Like to this day, at my grandma's house, we have boxers living there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So my uncle's a trainer out of the Santa Fe Springs gym.
Yeah.
Los Nietos Park.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
He's also a manager. And whenever he has fighters that come from out of state, out of country, just everywhere, their training camp is my grandma's house.
Damn.
So
Oh, that's cool.
they sleep.
They put him up there.
Yeah, they sleep in the basement, bunk beds, do all that, and
Yeah.
that's their lifestyle.
Yeah. I mean, they eat. They like say you breathe, you eat, you sleep, everything's boxing.
Everything's boxing. Yeah, that's their full-time job. That they don't worry about anything else, and that's what I've grown up with my whole life.
Yeah.
To this day. So
Is there a part of you that wishes you would have chose the boxing path?
not really.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I do, but I don't. I love football.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big time football fan.
You
But
do the fantasy football, all that
yeah,
good
I do
stuff?
fantasy football.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
I do
What's
it
your
all.
team?
Raiders, of course.
Raiders.
Black and silver.
You saw my Niners, right?
I try to ignore it.
Yeah, you get a lot
Hey,
of
when I
hate
saw
on
the
this,
Dodgers
man.
and Lakers, that's cool.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Just don't turn around.
Yeah,
that
we're
way,
good.
then. Just
We're
look over here. Right on.
But yeah, it's just there's I don't know if there's just one real way of saying how I got into it. It's just like it's what I've known my whole life, and it's
just a part of you.
It's a
It's
part
of
of
you.
Yeah, and it just formed on its own, I guess.
How far down does the lineage of boxing go in your family? Does it stop with your uncle, or does it go further down with your grandfather?
It goes on my stepfather's side. My father, he's the father that raised me.
Mm-hmm.
It goes to my grandpa. His father was a professional fighter.
Damn, so it's pretty good.
And then my other uncle on that side.
Yeah.
So
is it all here, Southern California, or was some of it?
yeah, it's all
okay.
right here in Southern California.
Nice.
Yeah, Montebello.
Yeah.
Was one side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Santa Fe Springs, the other.
So
side.
you grew up in that area, Santa Fe Springs, the Montebello,
Yeah.
all in between, would be considered like the 60 freeway.
605 and the 5.
605 and the 5. There
Yeah.
you go.
Every time I hear Santa Fe Springs,
Yeah.
I always think of geezers.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
spot.
Right?
You guys have to school me on keys.
You never been to Geezers,
Is that 35 and over?
No. It's a restaurant. It's a restaurant. They
No,
have
it's just a
nice
cool
bar
little
inside.
Italian.
I went to this bar. I think it was Santa Fe Springs. It was a
Was it a pub?
no. It was like a bar, maybe a gastro. No, I think it was a bar, but it was like they had 80s music or something like that.
How long
I
ago?
don't know.
It was a while ago. I mean, 6-7 years ago.
Oh, maybe Maggie's Pub.
Oh no, I know Maggie's Pub. I've
Oh,
been
okay.
to
Oh, you've
Maggie's
been to
Pub.
Maggie's?
I love Maggie's
Is
Pub. man.
it west of the?
You know what? It's not even. I'm sorry. It's not even Santa Fe Springs.
Oh, you're not
It's
even
a
on.
different
Our,
city.
you're not
It's a
even in the
different
same
city.
book we're
It
in
just
right
came
now.
in right now, man. I'm sorry,
What-
but I know Maggie's Pub.
What city is it?
The one.
The one that you're thinking of.
I know. I know it's not 605. Now I'm thinking it's over here by the tent. Probably like Alhambra or something.
Dang, Alondra's.
I was way off. Alondra's. It's not even there anymore. The Wings?
The Wings.
Yeah,
it's
not
it's
there.
gone.
It's gone. It's called Blazing Wings or something like that.
Oh, dang it.
But yeah, I like Maggie's Pub, man. I've been to Maggie's Pub a few times. That's a good. I love that bar, dude. I mean, I like the way it looks, everything about it. But I've been there mostly just for parties and using that
The back area.
that back
The back
area.
area.
Yeah, that's where we kind of hang out over there.
Yeah.
My cousin Cynthia, shout out to Cynthia.
So
She
Cynthia.
used to hook it up all the time.
Oh, she worked there.
No, but she was a regular.
Oh, so
So she had to
Cynthia.
hook up.
Cynthia. Just kidding.
Either if she wasn't a regular, then the bartender was like, I found one. She got drunk there.
Oh man.
But anyways, back to the sorry about
I was
that.
just reminiscing about old bar days, and I'm not like that no more.
I'm not like that no more. Let's talk about that. So you grew up in Santa Fe Springs, huh?
Yes. Sir.
How was it growing up over there? Like, will you guys have a lot of like crazy mix-ups over there? Like as far as you're talking about frogs and
Yeah.
this and
See, I never
Did you guys got
I never
froggy?
joined that like lifestyle.
that? Yeah.
That's
Uh,
what I was gonna ask you, because every time I think of like boxers or people that grew up boxing family, I always think, oh, so then they got in a lot of maybe street fights.
You know what's funny is I was thinking about this on the way here. I was thinking about, okay, like when I was a little kid, we preach discipline in sports with
definitely.
kids. So I was thinking to myself, like, man, like, because I've gotten in a lot of street fights.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of street fights, like, but not until like my high school days.
Yeah.
But as a little kid, I was thinking like, wow, like, you know what? I never got in any fights. The only times that I got in any fights as a kid was with other kids from the gym that like we would fist fight.
Yeah.
Because we would spar in the ring, so we would fist fight out of the ring, but like as friends. But other than that, it was never like, we had that respect and that respect for the sport that we didn't,
Yeah.
we knew better.
You didn't use your power outside the
Yeah.
gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I think
Discipline.
of kids, I think high school. So you did as a kid, you did get into some fights. You said in high
I
school.
was a punk. I turned into kind of like a punk. I was a good kid. I'm
Yeah.
still a good guy. I was a good kid,
but they just don't test me.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Because he'll leap.
he'll leap.
I was feeling froggy.
Mm.
Right on.
No, that's what I was thinking. Every
Yeah.
time I wanted to ask John that, but we didn't get into it. But
Yeah.
I always think that because my son's in karate,
Mm-hmm.
and so it is that discipline, you know. So I try to teach him what you're learning stays in the dojo, except if it's in self defense.
Yeah,
Then you can use it, you know.
definitely.
But I always think that because I know a few boxers that were amateur boxers, and they never. I knew one that did. He got in a lot of street fights, and I'm like, man, this guy's getting beat, and he's a boxer supposedly, but whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, but no, I won't even attribute street fighting to, you know, I wouldn't relate it to the boxing.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I had other things going on, you know, divorcing.
Right,
and
right.
My
Yeah.
parents divorcing and stuff like that, where I, you know, now that I look back, it made sense. But as a kid, I guess I was just acting out,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but I would never, you know, being in boxing, you knew better.
Yeah.
You knew
Yeah.
better, you know, so.
No, you say your family, a lot of them boxers, and you said some of them, or some of them are trained. Your uncle's a trainer,
Yeah.
and then some of them are boxers. How long, or how far in the boxing game did some of the family members that you had go
Well,
into it?
Well, pretty much every single male in my family,
Yeah.
all my cousins, like we boxed.
Do you guys all?
Mm.
That was like our after school, like you're going to the gym,
Yeah.
like, go.
But was that?
But
just
nobody
as a
really,
workout?
yeah, just to work out,
Okay.
just to, you know, like the discipline, you know.
Yeah.
But nobody went pro. Nobody did really anything other than, you know, just work out on the gym.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle, he was the main one. He was the young prospect. He was, you know, destined for greatness, like
Yeah.
in the ring. His sparring partners were, he's still good friends with Oscar De La Hoya, and
Oh yeah.
Oscar still goes up to my grandma, gives her a big old hug whenever
Wow.
he sees her.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, he got hurt playing football, so that ruined his career.
He didn't stick to just that one sport, the boxing.
didn't.
Like you said.
He didn't.
Yeah.
He played football and he got hurt. And then just after that, he just started training
Yeah.
fighters. He could, to this day, I don't think he could throw a good cross. So,
No.
but no, he's because of his knowledge of the sport and just you know how good he was. He still moves like a boxer. He's got the knowledge. He's got it in I don't even know how to.
Well, that's the
explain
thing.
it,
It's like, well, I mean, he physically can't do it, but he has everything here. So what do you do when you physically
Yeah.
can? Is you gotta.
like, don't get me
teach
wrong.
someone
He's still like you.
Oh,
Can't,
I'm sure
you
he'll
can't
probably.
even tell.
I'm sure he'll probably still kick our ass.
Yeah, he'll kick my ass.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember being in the gym as you know, in high school,
Yeah.
and you pop your head in the gym every now and then. Kick this person's ass.
Oh,
I'll kick
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You go in there, he give me a little gut shot, and I'm like, all right.
A little shot of
Yeah.
realization.
He's like, I'll still kick your ass. I can still fight,
Yeah.
just not for 12 rounds.
Yeah. That's nice. What's the name of your uncle's?
Is Danny Zamora.
Danny Zamora.
Danny Zamora.
And what's the name of his club?
his Santa Fe Springs Boxing Club?
Santa Fe Springs Boxing Club. And how many what kind of like big fighters have gone pro that come out of
So
that?
he went. He trained Librado Andrade. Back in the days, Obakar.
Mm-hmm.
He helps out with Josecito Lopez
Okay.
every now and then. Yanni Perez,
Yeah.
Colombian. Just pretty much everybody and anybody out here. But right now, his young prospects are Michael Dutchover, Ruben Torres,
Mm-hmm.
Ruben Villa the fourth. Those are pretty much his
Yeah.
squad.
Michael Dutchover, he's the guy that was here earlier, right? He
He came by.
Came by, stopped by, say what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a fight coming up, right?
Yeah, he fights the 21st in Ontario. Him and Ruben,
Huh.
they fight on the 21st in Ontario.
At the Citizens?
No, they
Oh.
fight at the DoubleTree.
Oh, okay.
They
Yeah.
have
Oh,
a nice.
yeah.
They have a big ballroom in there.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
I've had some drinks there too. Right off of Vineyard, right? No, is it Vineyard? No,
Archibald.
Archibald.
Archibald. He's
Or it
amateur.
might be Vineyard. It might be. I can be wrong.
Yeah.
He's amateur.
No, they're professional.
Oh, he's pro.
Yeah, Mike, he's 10-0, and
Wow.
Ruben, I think he's 6-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. There you go.
And so is Michael, one of the dudes staying it with your.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
right on.
Michael.
He's out of. He's out of where?
He's out of Texas. He's
Out
out
of
of
Texas.
Midland, Texas.
Midland, Texas.
So he, you know, I guess my uncle. I don't know exactly how they met, but my uncle met him as an amateur, as a little kid, you know, in high school, something like that. And I guess once he graduated high school, he just, you know, gave my uncle a call and said, "Hey, I'm ready."
Yeah.
And jumped the first flight over here, and you know,
Nice.
been here ever since.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he goes home.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
goes home, but
Right.
you know,
That's
this
cool.
This is camp. You know,
Yeah.
He tries to stay as active as he can. He's 11 fights in about 2 years, so
Damn. That's a lot of fights.
10 and
Yeah.
0.
10-0.
I mean, is that pretty average for early or?
That's pretty good. Yeah,
Is it?
that's being pretty active. 3 years. That's every few months you're fighting. You know, that God forbid you get hurt or something. You know,
Right,
But
yeah.
that's the goal. Stay active. You know, and learn. You learn more and more. The better opponents you fight.
Right. Get that experience.
Yeah,
That's good. 10-0.
10-0.
Nice. That's good
And
record.
you're one of his sponsors.
Yeah.
Well, IKONIK is.
Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm blessed enough to be on his team.
Yeah, that's
On
cool.
Team Dutch Over. So yeah, I am a sponsor
Nice.
for my.
Is he? So he's one of your. You have many boxers that you sponsor, or is
I only sponsor him as a full sponsor.
Mhm.
I have other fighters that I had to do like a partial
Okay.
kind of sponsor where it's nothing set in stone. It's just basically just like an understanding, gentleman's understanding.
Mhm.
You know,
So that's all. Is that how that works then? So like, if you got, is it just for like that one fight, maybe that one camp, and then they just wear your gear?
it
and
could
then-
be, yeah,
Okay.
it could be. But like I said, I've been blessed to be a full sponsor with Mike for his last 4 fights, 4 or
Okay.
5 fights. So it's been over a year strong, going
Yeah.
strong. You know, so
That's cool.
yeah,
So he wears your stuff or your logos on something.
yeah.
Of his- Oh,
the trunks.
His trunks.
on his
Yeah.
trunks, on his jacket. You know, he gets everything first.
Yeah.
No matter if I'm just trying new stuff out,
Oh,
give it
that's
to him.
cool.
Here you go,
Nice.
Mike. You know, let me know how you like it.
Yeah.
You know,
Nice.
so
Have you ever? I mean, obviously, so you've been doing this 2 years now?
yeah,
The
about 2 years.
the apparel business.
Yeah.
2 years. So yeah, you're still kind of getting started with it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Where did you? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry,
Oh.
go ahead.
No, it's a big, it's a big learning experience.
Mhm.
Sometimes you think like, I'm just gonna start a clothing brand. You know, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna, and you realize it's not as easy as a lot of people make it.
Right.
It can be very easy, but it can be very expensive.
No, if it was easy, we'd all get into it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I'm not gonna lie. I for the last 2 years, I've just been doing research. Just researching how does this work? How does a screen printer work? How does a heat transfer
Yeah.
machine work? How
Mhm.
does just how does everything work? I like to gain knowledge in the things I put myself into,
Right.
rather than just half-assing it.
Right.
So it's been a little bit slower for me, just because of the learning curve. But I'm good with that. I'm fine with that. You know, it's I'd rather do it correctly
Mm.
Right.
than not do it right and then just burn out,
Yeah.
just like a lot of other clothing brands do. Like they're hot 1 minute, next minute
Right.
where'd they go?
Yeah. Where is it that you're finding the or learning the business side of it? Is this all that you're learning as you go, or have you had a mentor or anybody that you've worked for maybe that you got the knowledge from?
No, it's just it was like one of those things like, hey, I heard the place to go is downtown LA.
Yeah.
And I literally will walk down the streets of
Mhm.
downtown LA and just feel different brands of shirts and feel, just check everything out. Say, hey, go to different stores.
Yeah.
Hey, how much do you charge? Hey, how much do you charge?
Yeah.
And then just put work and put effort into it. Just
Mhm.
ask questions.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Just ask. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
Because if not, you can't help yourself.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure. I mean, your business is the apparel, right? The shirts, the branding.
Yeah.
But as far as like the business side of it, like the marketing, where do you go to that? I mean, is this all that's coming to you right now in your mind, or how do you contact your fighters? In that aspect.
You just put yourself out there. That's it. there's not a real correct way to do it.
Mhm.
It's just hey, you know so and so. Hey,
Word of mouth.
what's up? You know, like
Social networking.
networking person, networking, social media,
Mm-hmm.
just reaching out to different people.
Mhm.
I've been blessed to be in, you know, to know different people
Yeah.
within the boxing community.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, some of those people I don't really work with. It's just kind of cool to know them because I can bounce things off. Then, like for one, I'm friends with Abner Mares,
Oh, okay.
and you know, he's my childhood friend growing up. You
Yeah.
know? And my dad was his trainer, but I've never went to him and say, hey, can you put me on, or
Right.
hey, can you
Yeah.
give me, you know, hook me up with this person.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like, oh, okay, oh, I recognize you. You're Abner's friend, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, yeah, and it's kind of icebreaker right there.
Nice.
But for the most part, just put yourself out there. That's it.
Yeah. Just get in contact with everybody.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the way to do it.
Sometimes I even make a fool out of myself, and I'm, you know.
I mean, the way I see it, it's like if you don't make a fool out of yourself, I mean, actually, that's probably the best thing you could do is make a fool out of yourself because you leave a bigger impression.
Sometimes I do that.
Right? Yeah.
Sometimes I'll even do that on the gram, but
Yeah, I've seen you do that. Right on, man.
but yeah, I think that's what it is word of mouth and just putting yourself out there, whether it's a hit or not. Just not being afraid to just put yourself out there and sink or swim, dude. You know?
Yeah. I mean, what I was going to ask you, a little follow-up question on the boxers was, is that your limitation as boxers, or do you plan on going out doing, like, right now MMA's kind of hot. It's been hot for the last 10 years probably. Is that something that you think about getting into, or maybe other athletes?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I don't want to just be you know, one sport, you know, brand. I would love to reach out and, you know, network with other athletes, yeah, pretty much other athletes. You know? It's just right now I've kind of got a good thing going with the boxing,
Right.
and I don't want to stray too far away from it.
Yeah. It seems like that's your passion. That's where you want to kind of
It's
that
you know, when
field.
something's working for you, you ride it. You ride it till the wheels fall off. You know?
Yeah, perfect it.
Yeah.
Do you ever do like just events and just sell the apparel at events and stuff?
I've done a couple. It's difficult though. It really is. It's not hit or miss. It's almost like you have to know what events are for what, and if sometimes I feel like my brand doesn't necessarily fit a lot of the like streetwear kind of events. I may be just in my own head, but like at some of the fights, you know, I sell some merchandise there.
Yeah.
It's like in person it sells. You know, so it's just I haven't done the whole like set up a booth and sell out of a out of a booth. I guess.
You know, I think to piggyback off of your question, I would ask, and this is probably something that we should have asked from the very beginning, what does IKONIK mean to you? Just the brand itself, what does that mean? If you were to go promote it to somebody or try to sell it to somebody, what is the brand IKONIK?
Well, the brand IKONIK to me, it basically means the word iconic is a very powerful word. If you really think about the word iconic and what comes along with it, to me, I think of greatness. And I believe in no matter what you do, what you put your heart, your passion, your mind into, you want to be great at it.
Right.
So I have another business. My first business, it's also called IKONIK. It's you know, it's a photo booth for events and stuff like that. And that's where I started. And with this brand, just the word IKONIK still just made sense because it's going even deeper into my passion.
Yeah.
And you think about boxers, I sit in my my man cave.
Yeah.
And I have a picture of Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
You know, standing over who's Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Down goes Frazier.
and to me that's an iconic photo.
Yeah.
and it just makes sense,
Yeah.
you know. And my brand, I hope, you know, it becomes one of the top brands out there.
Yeah.
You know,
Iconic.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah, and it becomes
Destined for greatness.
it's destined to be its own name.
Yeah.
Iconic.
To live up to its name.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice. So right now you just mentioned your photo booth, you said, right?
Yes.
That's actually what I was going to ask you right now. I was like, you know, you're talking about the booth and the events, and you're saying that it's a particular brand that will cater to a certain genre, so
Yes.
to speak, right? So you wouldn't buy a booth at a makeup convention, right?
Right.
Because it just doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
So that's the other thing is with my other business.
Yeah.
It's ran. My girlfriend runs it. She runs every aspect of it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Angela. You know.
Sup,
Shout out,
Angela?
Angie.
So she runs that business. She runs it very well. And in that, I'm surrounded constantly with, you know, not sports type of people.
Yeah.
You know, we do weddings. We do, you know, just birthday parties. We do makeup, like you said, makeup conventions.
Mhm.
We deal with a lot of makeup companies.
Corporate events. and
Corporate
stuff?
events.
Yeah.
So a lot of those events that we do, I can't see myself promoting my clothing brand,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, when I'm there with my other business.
Right.
You know, I don't want to mix them. And
Yeah.
So it can get a little bit difficult because it's on the weekends, it's okay, one business or the other. Which one are we working on
Yeah.
today?
Right. Yeah.
So but no, they both have different types of, how do you say, like lifestyles,
Yeah.
and they both, you know, hold their own in each of them.
Yeah. It's like that. What's that? Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde. Is that what it is?
Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde.
That's one guy,
The one guy.
and he's both.
both.
Unless he's.
Well, nowadays you never
Yeah,
know.
you never know. It could
Well,
be
I'm not both.
No. Not you, no. We're talking about Dr. Jekyll.
Dr. Jekyll, and then at night he's
And Mr.
Mrs.
Hyde.
Hyde.
But it's like that where you're balancing two different types of business, you know, pretty much.
But with the same name spelled differently, and I think
Yeah.
that's so cool because, like you said, it's just that name. Being able to live up to that name is, you know, destined for greatness. You know, you no matter it's your brand, but no matter what you're selling, it could be iconic something, iconic this, iconic that. And it's just the meaning behind it is it's great. It's greatness.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
that. I like so the photo booth is actually spelled different. The photo booth company.
Spelled IKONIK, the proper spelling.
The correct, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not photo booth. It's actually Pix booth. PIX.
Okay.
PIX booth.
Yeah.
Iconic Pix booth.
Yeah, and if you're a female out there, you'll see all your favorite makeup artists, all your favorite, you know, makeup gurus.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all those. It's a trip. It's
I think, you know, if you sorry, whoa, that was weird. That was not right.
Ah.
If you've been living under a rock, what's a photo booth? 'Cause some people that might not know what a photo booth is.
True.
I got my
True.
grandma, my tia's watching right now.
It's basically there's a lot of different versions of it, variations of it. It's basically when you go to a party and you see a bunch of people taking a picture in front of some type of camera,
yeah.
some type of setup, tripod.
Mhm.
But we have a traditional enclosed photo booth where
Okay.
you stand in there. It's a curtain, so you get privacy.
Yeah.
It's like one of those. It's a traditional photo booth.
Like the old school, like
old school,
like a carnival.
Yeah,
photo
like
booth
you go to
type
the
of thing.
mall.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
you-
the mall. Yeah.
Like you go to the mall and you get in that
You
booth.
just
Four
Scam-
shots.
you
can
scam
do
with
this,
your
got a
girl.
timer, you got
Yeah.
you said scam again. Those scamazos.
Scamazos.
Oh man, you remember those scamazos? Right? We're aging ourselves right now.
You know. That's
So,
cool.
The photo booth. I mean, it's one of those things that it's kind of like nowadays. I mean, it goes with your taquero. You know, you go to a party, you get a taquero, and you have to have a photo booth nowadays. So
Hey, and you know what? I have a something to, what's that called?
An
crap.
announcement.
Not an announcement, but
A declaration.
never mind. But
a
anyway,
reveal.
no,
A
not a
reveal.
reveal. But
We're going to keep
but,
guessing.
yeah, I mean, we're gonna keep
We're
guessing.
guessing.
But I'll just say okay. Let's
You
say,
go
I'll say it
both
like
ways.
this. No,
Remember?
no,
Oh.
I'll say it like this. Like,
Dr.
one
Jekyll?
of my favorite things about the photo booth
Yeah.
is like the food, bro.
You have a confession.
That's the confession.
You have a
Confession.
confession.
Yes.
He's a priest.
Yes. Hey, it's a sana.
Sana, sana.
No, it's the
Bolito
food, bro.
The food at the parties.
Yeah, at the parties.
Yeah.
All the catering.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah,
So
because they want to treat their guests well, and they give them like bomb food, and there I am like, hey, can I get one? Like,
yeah. So off air we were talking about the weddings and the makeups, all that stuff goes hand in hand, dude.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And just mentioning it could bring him a lot of business for people that are watching.
yeah.
But
All you DJs, all you
everything.
candy tables, all of you, everything having
Candy
wedding
tables.
planners.
Yeah.
Wedding planners, hit us up. We deal with a lot of.
My niece is she's real Allie.
Mhm.
She's deep into
All the makeup
stuff.
Yeah.
Alyssa Lauren Artistry. Little plug for her.
That's just a little plug right there.
There you go.
Shameless plug. There you
Shameless
go.
way. It's my niece.
That's your niece. You said food. I'm hungry. I mean, I'm going back to the food.
I'm thinking of Jimmy's tacos.
Jimmy's tacos. Yeah, Jimmy's tacos. Jimmy's sauces.
Jimmy Sauces. We had him on our show
We had
too.
him on our show,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's what he does. He quit his job and he's doing the tacos, and that's all he does. And he does a lot of big events and venues like that.
You mentioned off air, and I wanted to say it here because it's huge. We talked about our 9-to-5s, right?
Yeah.
Those pay the bills,
Right.
and sometimes we just have to venture off and start something. That's what he did, and
Yeah.
it turned into something great for him. where
Anthony.
Jimmy,
Jimmy. I'm sorry.
and
yeah.
then he's doing that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just something about like your passion.
You know what? You've heard it before. Over and over is whatever it is you do, be happy about it. All right. Even if you're not getting paid what you think you should be getting paid, as long as you're having fun doing it and
Right.
you love what you do,
Right.
because you don't want to go over there and collect a big paycheck. Even though some of us do, we collect this big paycheck, and then you're having a miserable time.
Yeah.
9 to 5,
Yeah.
Monday through Friday. Some people Monday through Saturday.
You have more month at the end of your money. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
No, yeah,
do you have
totally
do you have a 9-to-5?
Yeah, I got a
You do?
9-to-5. Yeah.
See, and then on top of that, but you said that's a lot of young people are doing.
Yeah.
We're what's the word you used?
Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. That's cool.
Yeah. What's crazy is that's kind of actually how that's a better story of how I began becoming an entrepreneur is the photo booth business.
You started with that first?
I started with that first.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And it was one of those things where my girlfriend, her father basically, he sold his home and said, "Hey, I want to invest in you. My daughters, I want to invest in you."
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it was like, okay, cool. So they started. Her and her sister came up with a bunch of ideas, and it was cool. Things didn't work out. And it didn't go as planned. The money wasn't there for whatever reason. But it was one of those things where I saw how motivated my girlfriend was and how she had good ideas.
Yeah.
And I would have never thought of a photo booth. And
Did that business take off at first?
it took it. Honestly, it kind of did.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about businesses, it took off within the first year. I mean, I want to say within our first year we made like 10 grand. I mean, that's pretty good in my.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Yeah. So, of course, like our first few months, it was like, what are we doing? But the every gig that we did, we learned more and more and more, and it's doing well. It's doing well. You know? So yeah, well, it basically I fronted the money, for us, and we just started the business, and we went with it and we ran with it, and we haven't looked back yet. And
that's good.
That kind of opened the doors to me. It's like, okay, she's kind of like doing something that she loves doing, and that's when it opened the door for me with, okay, let me do what I like.
Right.
Let me jump into my.
How long after did you start IKONIK, the clothing apparel?
About a year and a half.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. So, but it was like I said, it was very, very slow. It was learning. It was a lot of learning. I'm still learning. This year is when it actually started to take off a little bit. not until like earlier this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty. I was pretty dead for a while.
Hmm.
Well, you know, I'm sure it's in that industry where there's like you turn around, every boxer has somebody. They're wearing somebody's gear. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that it's. I would even go as far as saying oversaturated with so many brands that are out there trying to make it big in that same industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, you got. I don't want to mention names, but you got some car dealerships out there that are sponsoring certain boxers and fighters right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, like,
you got the
it's
Robert Garcia Academy.
yeah.
Mitsubishi, I think it is.
I didn't say it, you said it.
Yeah, yeah. They're it's everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
it's you know, it goes back to the.
That's
to
a
the,
big brand. I mean, to compete with something like that, it's
It
sure
is.
it's a little
Yeah.
intimidating at some point.
It is, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if you're having fun doing it, obviously, I'm not going to fork over the cash to,
Right.
you know, like they are.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm gonna do what I can to put my name out there.
Yeah.
You know, and just do what I got to do. Like, if it takes me, like back in the days where they used to write the Golden Palace on the back of
Oh yeah.
people's backs,
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a marker and I'm gonna,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I got to do.
Why not?
But you know, it's like it's something I love. You know, I love going to the fights. I like watching the fights, whether I'm sponsoring or not. I mean, I'm there to enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, and like I only sponsor this one fighter, but I love boxing.
Yeah.
I love watching all these other guys too.
Now, is your goal right now to just to have that like a? I don't want to say stable, but I mean a stable of fighters.
I would
that are going to.
I would love that. I would definitely love that.
Yeah.
That is something that's honestly like that's cool to me. Like
That's something that's reachable too, right? Right. I mean,
Yeah, it is reachable. You know, just to see somebody wearing your brand, your logo, like that's pretty cool. Especially
Yeah.
if
Cool feeling, huh?
yeah, it's a cool feeling. Especially if they have fans.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, oh wow, like you know, like so and so's wearing it. Like this
Yeah.
this weekend is a big fight with Ryan Garcia and Carlos Morales.
Yeah.
And Carlos was cool enough to say, hey, throw me some gear, you know, and I was like, cool, like
Nice.
dope, you know, and he threw it on and threw me a shout out, and
That's
I
cool.
was like, yeah, that's cool, dude. Like,
That one post can go far away, dude. Huh?
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, in social media.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's crazy.
definitely. It only takes one,
Yeah.
but yeah, for the most part, it's you know, I'm a fan.
Mhm.
I'm a fan of these guys.
Yeah.
So when I see them, you know, when I see them out there, I'm a fan before even if they're wearing my stuff. I'm like, damn, I'm like, you know,
You're a fan first.
I'm a fan first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of online orders and stuff?
Online's, I'm not gonna lie, online's slow.
Yeah.
Online's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is, because I don't have a big following, you know, so, you know, through the website, it is a lot slower. That's it is what it is. Like that's why it goes back to saying in person, it sells.
Yeah.
You know, I'm out of hats. I
I think because it's there.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
this might be my
Yeah,
only
you just,
chance
you
to get
know.
it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm bad too. I don't go online and buy a lot of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so I don't get mad because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus, there's probably a lot more competition online.
Oh yeah.
You
No, I'm
know?
sure there is. You know, but like you said, it's a marketing thing, and that's why you're sponsoring that fighter, because that fighter's out there and he's promoting your brand
Yeah.
all the time,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
Does he wear anything other than that? Than yours?
He wears whatever he wants.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So he can have multiple.
yeah. I think right now he's actually looking for a couple of sponsors for his next fight.
How We Talk podcast,
A
all one
podcast,
word.
There you go. Hey, reach out to
Michael
him.
Dutch over.
What's
You
up,
wanna,
Mike? What's up, Michael?
a hat?
Let me know.
Maybe
No.
No,
that's-
reach out.
Yeah.
I mean, anything works. Yeah.
But that is like you said, it's a branding thing. So in order for him to sell, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but in order for you to sell your merch, you have to have someone out there representing
yeah, and
as
that,
many
and that,
people, as many eyeballs as you can get on that.
yeah, it's just it's like they're walking billboards.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then that's that you have to pay for advertisement.
right.
So, you know, I pay for my advertisement through my walking billboards.
Hmm.
You know,
Mm.
and if that's kind of the way I look at it.
It sounds gacho, but that's what it is, huh?
Yeah.
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 No, I mean,
It's
in my work that I do,
Yeah.
they tell you, dude, you're a driving billboard.
Right.
Be careful.
Yeah.
You know, but
Don't get caught, doing some stuff you shouldn't be doing in your van.
I'm talking about driving.
Oh,
dude.
sorry. Okay. Oh.
Chaka. That was. I mean, without getting too personal or too into, because I to be 100% honest, I don't know what goes into sponsoring somebody. So you do. So you pay for.
Yes, I pay basically per fight.
Oh, okay.
So basically anytime he fights, anytime he's working,
Mhm.
like anytime he
Right.
fights, he gets paid.
Right
He gets
on.
paid through his promoter. He gets paid through his sponsors.
Right.
He gets paid all around.
Yeah.
Right on.
So that's pretty much how I go along with it. But there's all kinds of sponsorships. There's tons of different ways. Like just some are more lucrative than others. I've had boxers where I've talked to and they wanted ridiculous amounts of money, and I'm like, hey
Like,
man,
Some that are not even pros, probably, huh?
no, they're all pros.
Oh, they're all
Yeah,
pros?
they're all
Okay.
pros, and they're good.
Yeah.
They're all good. They're
Yeah.
undefeated. It's but you know what? I have to say, hey, I thank you for the opportunity. I'm not in a position to do that right now.
Right.
There's no other way of explaining it.
Yeah.
I can't. That's people will have self-worth, and
Mhm.
that's what
Yeah.
they believe they're worth. And I'm sorry, I just
Yeah.
can't afford that.
Right now.
Right now.
Right
Right
now,
now.
yeah.
No, and then and we go back to that and we say, okay, let's talk in 3 months.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you have any? I mean, is there any amateurs that are looking to get promoted?
I honestly, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know. I don't know of any amateurs
Mhm.
that are looking for anything like that. I don't even know if that's legal, honestly.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Because I know with like with college athletes, they're not allowed to accept
Right.
any money.
College for
Right.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the whole NCAA thing.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's with all sports or if that's that's honestly that's something I haven't looked into.
Mhm.
But
But there are some amateur boxers that are not in college, but are actually in the amateur field or junket, right? That
Yeah.
are out there boxing. Right
Yeah, but
now
see,
at the
then
Indian casinos and
they have a lot of tournaments for amateur tournaments and
Oh,
stuff
okay.
like that. But yeah, like I said, I don't know how
that's
that,
just
how
something
that
that you
works.
don't pretty want to venture into right now, huh?
Yeah, I mean that would
Or-
be cool. I mean, I don't see myself really sponsoring an
Mhm.
amateur right now. There's just not a lot of exposure as far
Right.
as
Not too many eyeballs.
yeah.
Yeah.
And with the professionals, the ultimate goal is to be on TV, to get paid a lot of money for
Right.
them.
Yeah.
With them being on TV
Mhm.
and me being one of the sponsors,
Right.
that means I get on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Of
For
course.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Earlier we were talking about being a fan and a fan of boxing in general, and we had John Molina Jr. On the show, and I definitely fanned out on that one. I think I was just like in awe and listening to the stories that I was just like I forgot about the podcast at some there's times
Yeah.
when I just kind of forgot and I was just listening to the guy. So I kind of relate to you where you forget about the business and that they're wearing your stuff that you just fan out,
Yeah.
like fanboy out. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of
Mm-hmm.
relative to this.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Shout out to John. He's an awesome fighter, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
John Molina Jr.
September
Hometown.
30th, right?
Yeah.
Hey, John, if you want to rock some iconic apparel,
There you
hit
go.
me up, man.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Local kid.
That's how it works, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's all about networking, right? Like you
Yeah.
just said, it's networking, getting out there, talking to people, rubbing the right elbows, and sometimes rubbing the wrong elbows, but you learn from those experiences, right?
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What's your where do you get the motivation just to kind of keep going with this?
The motivation is just there. I don't know how to explain it. It's just
Is it the old school fire your boss kind of deal? Like no more
No,
9 to
it's
5. Let's just do what I do.
no, it's not even that.
And
It's-
not to offend the 9 to 5. It's just
no, yeah, it's kind of like when everybody looks forward to the weekend. Everybody looks forward to the clubs. They look forward to going down partying.
yeah.
Like I look forward to, okay, who's gonna fight this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, you know, who can? Is there any local fights? Is there any fights on ESPN,
Yeah.
Showtime?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it all goes back to me being a fan.
Just that, that old school boxing fan.
You know, like, even coming down here, you know, it's I'm here to, you know, talk about boxing.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's what it is. It all comes down to your passion.
yeah.
You know, and it seems like that's, you know, we're going back and talking about entrepreneurs. You know, they wouldn't do something if they weren't passionate about it, right? I mean, you're not going to be successful if you're not passionate about it.
Right.
You know, no one's going to want to go and grind for if they're not passionate, if they're not happy about what they're doing.
Because eventually it turns into your job.
You burn out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that goes back to also like that entrepreneurial mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have it, some people don't.
Right.
Me personally, I've always been that type of, I'm always doing something, dude,
Yeah.
just to make that side hustle,
Mm-hmm.
that side money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Always, whether it was photography, I made great money doing photography,
Mm-hmm.
or building something, woodworking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that mindset that keeps you going, in my opinion.
Right.
You know, because you have your 9 to 5 and you like it or whatever, and but there's always something in the back of your head saying, "Oh, I could do this. I could do this," and that's that drive.
Yeah, and it comes from the weirdest places.
Yeah.
From the weirdest places it comes. You'll be driving down the road and you'll just see a billboard. You'll see something random,
Yeah.
and you'll just get an idea, or you'll just, hey, I need to do that, or I need to implement that into my business, or I need to go home and Google that.
Right.
Like
that's like one thing I always said about being a photographer is that my vision is, I feel like it's always through a lens. I'm always seeing in photograph form.
Okay.
You know, I could look at a brick wall and just be like, "Oh, that's cool. I could see a picture there."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's constantly like that. You know,
I wish I had that. I don't have that, man. I look at a wall and I see a wall. You know, I want to get over the wall.
we might need to pretty soon.
We're not gonna get to politics, remember?
Yeah.
No, but you know what, dude? I think that's awesome. Like what you're doing, man, and you're trying to get out there. You're trying to do your thing, and you know, you keep going at it. You know,
thank you.
Anything that we can do to help you out, we're more than welcome to do it.
No,
you know?
you're doing it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would leave you with this, man. Don't lose that spirit. You know, I'm not saying that you look like you might lose it. I'm just saying don't lose it, dude, because you're gonna get that. You're gonna get the right person, the right time. You're gonna hit it if you just stay focused on it. You know what I mean? For sure, dude.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And you look like a dude that's determined to do what you want to do. So, like you said, keep at it.
I'm a little hard-headed, so
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better, because that for real, that keeps you going.
Yeah.
Like, like if you're stubborn about something, you know, like you just need to get it done.
Well, especially in that in the industry, just alone, like the business wise, you know, like there's a lot of sharks out there when they want to take advantage of you, you know, and you got to be stubborn and be like, no, this is the way I'm gonna do it. You know, this is your vision, your goal, and that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that if you stay focused and always stay passionate, you stay humble with something, it'll pay off. You know.
Yep.
So,
well, there you have it. Anthony Garcia from IKONIK Apparel, 2Ks.
that's right. Give him a follow on Instagram. The apparel's different than the photo pics booth.
Right.
So let's put those out there again. If you want to spell it out, go ahead. We'll also put it up on the.
They're two separate ones. We'll put it on this so you guys can know where to go to and where to visit and where to get the where to follow on the social medias. And do you have a website?
Yes.
We'll go ahead and shoot
It
you
is www.shop-ikonik, IKONIK .myshopify.com.
All right, there you go. We're definitely going to have that because I'm pretty sure we lost a bunch of people. They're going to pause it, rewind it.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely have that on there.
We'll put it up.
You
at
can
the
also
end.
click the link in my IKONIK Apparel bio.
Okay,
on,
yeah.
on Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Okay.
On Instagram, there's a direct link.
There you go.
All right on.
No Facebook?
Not really.
There you go.
I mean, I do have a Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can find me at IKONIK Apparel.
Yeah.
It kind of mirrors the Instagram.
I
So
think that's what a lot of people are kind of going off on Instagram, and that's it, right? They just shoot everything out through Instagram.
Yeah, because they're linked together.
Right.
So it's just kind of it's the same thing pretty
There
much.
you go. All right.
Right on. Well,
And
thank you for What were you?
Oh no, I was just gonna see if Anthony wanted to say anything out there right now. Any
Oh.
last words? Anything? Any announcements? Any announcements that you want to say?
Check out on ThompsonBoxing.com. Michael Dutchover, Ruben Torres. They'll be fighting September 21st at the Ontario Doubletree right here in Ontario, California.
Right on.
Right on.
You guys want to come and have a beer with me? Come on out.
Let's do it.
I'll be the guy with the big old IKONIK on his hat.
Yeah.
With
And
the
I-
iconic hat.
And you hooked us up with some of these shirts right here that you
Oh,
guys
that's
can all
right.
see right here. So hopefully we can come out there. We'll check it out. We'll be wearing our shirts and our
For
hats.
sure. For
So
sure.
we'll do the little double thing there on
Right
the
on.
double tree.
There you go.
That was good.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for having me on.
Hey man,
Oh,
thank
I
you for
appreciate
being
it.
on.
Thank
man.
you for taking the time to come out and join us today.
All right,
For
man.
sure.
That's it.
That's it. See
Take
you later,
care.
guys.
Later.